Good morning. Hi, my name's Mark Oxley. I'm the Clinical Operations Director for the Injured Jockeys Fund. At the IJF, we're really fortunate to have a very skilled and experienced multidisciplinary team, commonly known as the MDT, who will look after different patients during their care pathway through the IJF. Each of the members of the MDT has a different role to play, and their skill sets will become invaluable at different points in somebody's care pathway here. What we're going to do today to show how the MDT works is talk about a model patient. We're going to call her Emma. She's a young work rider who had a fall in December 2025 whilst riding out at work. Unfortunately, Emma sustained a nasty injury to her lower limb, requiring surgery to her ankle. She fractured both the bones around the ankle, which needed surgical fixation with some metalwork, and was in hospital for around a week. And then after being discharged, she was in a plaster of Paris for around about a 4-week period. After that, she could begin her period of rehab with the IJF, and we'll take you through that process now.
Okay, Emma, so what I wanted to do is one of the key metrics that we use for ankles and see how well they're recovering is the knee to wall test. And what I want to do is see how far away you can get your big toe from the wall while still being able to touch the wall with your knee.
Yeah.
Okay, and that will show us how much of that ankle dorsiflexion you've got available to you after surgery.
Perfect.
So just have a quick look at that for me. So start off with your big toe right up against the wall. And then that's it, keep your heel down, and then can you take your knee so that it touches the wall?
I can from this far, yep.
All right,
Bit
good.
further back.
And then just see if you can just take it back a smidge. I don't think you're going to have too much more.
No.
But try that there. See how much more you can go. Push, push, push. See if you
Yeah,
can
can't quite go anymore.
Okay, so that's too far away. So
Yep.
let's move you forwards a centimetre. That's
About
it,
there.
and push forwards there. Let's see if you can touch it all the way through.
Oh, just
about.
got that, yeah.
Okay, good. So we now know that your knee to wall measurement is a centimetre because that's how
centimetre.
far away you are from the wall.
Perfect.
Ordinarily, we'd want that to be about 12 centimetres.
Yeah.
But typically, it's hard for that to come back fully after surgery. But we need as much of that as we can, because when you're into your riding position, you need to be able to get down nice and low. So actually, you need quite a considerable amount of movement at that ankle. So that's what we need to really focus on now going forwards, is restoring that ankle dorsiflexion range. Okay.
We'll just go some basic movements. So we'll go through some body weight squats to start with. And if you get any discomfort in this at all, let me know. We can watch your movement within the water on the camera here, so seeing how much range you've got in the ankle. Nice and stable. And then swap on the other side just to see what it feels like on the opposite side. You need to do a bit of walking on the treadmill initially to get you moving. We'll speed it up, and then we'll do some jumping exercises, and then we'll try and speed up the treadmill. Okay. We've been able to utilise the treadmill from the beginning of the rehab process. But having the facility of the water has been brilliant, allowing you to have that early weight-bearing status right from when Emma came out of the boot. Because initially people are quite nervous to be in the water. So to being able to teach you to walk again in the water, to build your confidence back up. And when joints have been really stiff, this is a really nice tool to be able to use. And obviously we've been able to utilise it over a number of weeks to build up your confidence and your strength in a water base before moving you on to a harder land-based position. So all we're doing is getting you moving a little bit within the water, and then from there we're going to take you into what we call force absorption and force production. And by that we mean the ability to be able to generate force, to be able to get off the floor, and then be able to absorb that force so that you can land. Great. And you look nice and confident jumping in the water. Good. Can make it slightly more challenging for you by you're going to hop down from a height. So where you would be in the gym, you're doing like a step down from a box. What we're going to do is step down from here. So you're going to see if you can absorb that force as you come down from the step.
So Emma, I understand from Ross that your knee to wall movement is not quite where it should be at this moment in time, and I understand also that's giving you a few problems when you're walking about and will give you a little bit of pain when you're trying to squat down. So having looked at your muscle movement and muscle strength around the leg and the knee and the ankle this afternoon, what I'm going to suggest is we recommend getting you an orthotic fitted, which will be a little bit of an insert that goes into your shoe, just lifts your heel up and puts you in a much more beneficial position in terms of function. that'll enable you to get to that knee to wall a little bit easier and help you squat down and walk better. You will have to carry on doing some stretching exercises, which we'll give you, and that ultimately will get you to where you want to be in terms of getting the foot flat on the floor. But just for the moment, a nice orthotic in there I think will go a long way to alleviating that pain and helping you walk better.
Hi Emma.
Hi Lou, thank you so much for seeing me.
You're very welcome. I hear you've broken your ankle.
I know it's right pain, a silly fall in the winter, but we're doing a lot better now.
And have you started your physio yet?
I have, yes,
And
just recently though.
Okay, and have they put you on quite an intensive course, or are you?
That's the plan.
Right.
Yeah, that's the plan, to
Okay.
get back riding as soon as possible, so as much physio as they can sort of have me for, really.
Okay, so like 3 times a day.
Pretty much.
Perfect, excellent. And do you live locally or not?
No, which is the annoying thing. So I'm a
Okay.
few hours away,
Okay.
which is one of the logistics we kind of need to sort out, I think, probably.
That's okay, we can do that. We can, obviously not being able to drive
No.
at the moment, so initially we can get you some taxis
Amazing.
to get you
Thank
over here for the beginning of the week.
Yeah.
And I assume you have no commitments at the
No,
moment.
can't ride, can't work, so I'm free as a bird. Yeah.
So we can get you some accommodation
Thank
sorted.
you.
And we generally do that up locally as we
Amazing.
can. And then we'll get taxis to pick you up and bring you into the centre and take you home or take you back at the
that
end of the
sounds
day.
fantastic, thank you.
Okay. And planning on going back to race riding?
That is the plan. Yeah, all
Yeah.
going well. I mean, the fracture should heal well, so that is the plan, to
Okay.
go back to race riding as soon as possible.
And going to be off for a few months though?
I think hopefully maybe three more months. Yeah.
Okay, so it's quite a long one. So
It
have
is,
you
yeah.
considered maybe doing some JETS courses in the meantime to
I probably
keep
should,
you
shouldn't
occupied?
I? Yeah, because mental health suffers as well, doesn't it?
Absolutely. So let's get you hooked up with JETS.
Fab.
Have a chat, see if anything takes your fancy,
Cool.
and we can go from there
Amazing.
and discuss that later on.
That sounds good.
And how are you doing with your PRIS? Are you claiming PRIS?
I am. I haven't had a huge amount of rides, so we're sort of struggling a little bit.
Okay, so we need a little financial support maybe.
If you can.
That's
Thank
fine.
you.
Of course
Thank
we
you
can.
so much.
Of course we can. And you commented on your mental health. Are you all okay?
I think.
Do you
it
feel you
just-
might need a little?
I think maybe
support in
a
that
little bit. You know,
respect?
you go from being so busy, don't you, then to not being able to do anything, and it's I think it's a change more than anything, isn't it?
So you
And
fancy?
just adapting a little bit more to current life as it is would be
Okay.
really handy.
Yeah, so we can hook you up with Sporting Chance,
That'd be
speak to the Sporting
fantastic.
Chance
Thank you.
counsellor, and they can support you
That'd be amazing.
from there on.
That'd be amazing. Thank
Alright.
you.
You're very
Thank you,
welcome.
Lou.
So just going to put the massage gun on now, okay? So what we're trying to do is just relax off this muscle as much as we can where it's got stiff
Yeah.
while it's been in the cast.
Yeah.
And some of that restriction in your ankle range may well be down to the calf being too tight, too stiff. And it's just because it's been immobilized, it's all got gummed up. So we just need to try and break down any adhesions in the calf. So I'm just using this massage tool, and it's quite a nice little gadget because it just enables me to pick up any little adhesions, any little areas within the muscle where it's all got a bit gummed up. And we can just start to break down some of those adhesions in the muscle and hopefully again just restore a bit more range through the ankle. So I'm just going to spend a bit of time working through the calf.
I can feel it's a little tight there, actually.
Yeah, a bit bumpy, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to use this massage tool in and around the Achilles because this back of the ankle is where a lot of the adhesions and scar tissue builds up after the surgery. And we just need to break this down a little bit. All these tendons that loop around these bones here, the fibula where you had your fracture,
Yeah.
and also the medial malleolus on the inside, which you've also got a couple of screws through.
So Lou's suggested that you wanted to come and just have a bit of a chat with me with regards to what's going on at the
That'd be
moment.
fantastic. Yeah, I had a nasty ankle fracture in the winter and been off for a while, and it's just the change from being really busy and active the whole time to now sort of having to stop and being forced to stop, and sort of the brain keeps going, doesn't it? And
Yeah.
keeps whirring when you can't actually do much, really.
Yeah, absolutely. So a bit of a change in lifestyle for you.
Exactly.
Then
Big
how's
change
that
in lifestyle.
affecting you at the moment?
I think, like, I always used to find exercise, well, for a lot of people, it quietens the mind down and everything, doesn't it? And sort of the mind's being busy and the body can't exercise as much. And I think just struggling a little bit mental health wise.
Okay, and how's that presenting for you? So have you noticed any changes in your behaviours or how you are as a person with others?
I think probably just a little bit slightly on edge, slightly tense, slightly, I sort of feel like I should be doing something when I can't.
Okay.
And sort of wanting to exercise when I can't exercise.
Yeah.
I think it's the things that I want to do that at the minute I can't do, and I think that's sort of kind of what I'm struggling to get my head around, that for a few months I have to just rest and that nothing drastic is going to happen to my life, but I just need to sort of get my head around that a bit more.
Okay, so what do you know so far about sort of what we can offer you here from Sporting Chance side of things?
Very limited, probably embarrassingly. Very limited.
That's okay. So would it help if I just go through with you what it is that we could actually offer you, and then we can look at sort of what's going to be appropriate for you, and then go from there?
Thank you, that'd be great.
Yeah, okay. So essentially I work for Sporting Chance and I'm based here at the IJF as a consultant. So we can look at what it is that would support you from more of a mental health side of things as well. Whether that be some just drop-in sessions, whether that be just a chat or a catch-up, or for you to just pop your head around, have a rant sort of one day or two.
I know, that's sometimes what you need, isn't it?
Yeah, or if it's then sort of ongoing sessions would be really good for you and going to be beneficiary for you as well, then we can do that.
Amazing.
As well. So what we would do first is we do just sort of an initial assessment just to see what it is that's going on. Obviously you've already given me a little bit of background as to what it is that's going on, but we just look a little bit more about that. I'd then talk you through sort of our different routes as well.
Cool.
So our different routes at the moment is you'd either be allocated to myself here, so you could come for sessions with me. It's typically about 6 sessions that we offer for therapy or counselling.
And that once a week, is that?
It'd be once a week is what's recommended as sort of a bit of a standard. But what we try to do is, especially with this industry as well, you guys are busy, you guys have got different things going on, and especially when you're doing your rehab as well, we try to work around you. So different people need different things.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, here we are.
Thank you,
Have a
Clodagh.
seat.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Clodagh. I'm one
Hi,
of
nice
the
to meet you.
consultants here. Sorry.
That's right.
So Ross has asked me to have a little look at you. So just tell me what you've done and then what you're here to see me about today.
I had a nasty fall work riding back in the winter and fractured my lower right ankle. Had surgery on it and it's rehabbing really well. Been using the gym here a lot, so getting on really well. Thank you.
Okay, and then Ross has sort of suggested you come down and see me about another sort of unrelated
I
little
had
problem.
so the scar from the surgery, I've been putting some cream on, and it's given me a rash at the top of my leg, which is blistering a bit. And I've been to the GP, but it's just not getting any better. And I just thought I needed to come and see someone, really.
Okay, so you're pretty sure that it's the cream you're using on your ankle. You haven't been in contact with anything else, or?
I can't think of any reason why else it would have come. It's never come before, and it has come since I've started using that cream.
Okay, but it wasn't doing the blistering on the
No.
lower leg?
No, which is bizarre.
Well, yes, that is a little bit odd, but it's
Yeah.
fine. So you saw the GP. Did they give you anything to put on it, or?
They said to monitor it for a while, stop putting the cream on my ankle, which I have, but the rash hasn't gone, so I'm not sure.
Okay.
Cool.
So what I think we'll do we'll have a little look in a minute.
Yeah.
And then the likely thing is that I'll tell you what creams either to go and buy, or I'll write a prescription for you, which we can do from here in a private prescription. We'll do that for a week and then come back and see me next week, and we'll see if it's settled down. If it's settled down, yes, we know we're on the right track. Stop using that cream.
Yeah.
Da-di-da-di-da. And if it's not, we'll make a plan B.
Investigate further, exactly.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you, Clodagh.
Hi Emma, it's great to see you doing so well, and I think now we're beyond that initial phase where we've really prioritised your protein amounts to try and ramp up your physical activity and build up that muscle bulk around your calf. I can see you've done that really nicely now, but I understand from what you're saying that you're struggling a little bit just to maintain your normal riding weight. And that often happens at this stage. You're not as active as you might want to be, and sometimes we might be looking at takeaways a little bit more often than would otherwise be the case. So what I've done is looked at your meal plan that you've kindly passed on to me over the last couple of weeks, and I'm going to suggest a few improvements that we could make to that and see what effect that does to help you in terms of maintaining a nice weight. So if we start off by looking at our breakfast, there's a smoothie I'm going to recommend for you that would make a nice nutritious start to the day, but will give you enough energy to get through your exercise program on the morning, and then some nice healthy protein bowls to look at in the evening. And then finally, I've actually taken the liberty of drawing up a delivery menu so you can have some good takeaways, but things that will help you maintain this weight and keep you nice and healthy. So hopefully that's going to keep you in this really good range. And then what we can do is look at how we prepare you for this final phase when we look at trying to get you back to return to ride. What you're going to need then is a real boost again to your protein levels as you start to develop your strength again and get ready to that return to ride assessment.
Okay, so we're just going to look at your max forcing now on that injured limb to see how we're getting on with it. So all I want you to do, we can use that force frame to look at that difference now between that left and that right to see where we are with that rehab journey. As we've done before, I just want you to get your knee into that pad and then on those tippy toes, just drive that calf into the force frame as hard as you can for me. Yeah. 3, 2, 1, go. Drive, 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 drive. Rest. Nice job. Let's switch over. Let's do the other leg for me then, please, mate. Right, we're going to come over to our force plates now. We're going to do our counter movement jump just to see how that power's getting on now. That's obviously important for your riding position. Obviously being in that little quasi-isometric hold when we're pushing, so that's really key too. So let's get this. Movement jump, all we're doing here then is onto the plates, hands on hips. We're going to load and explode. Big drop down, big jump up, land strong and reset for me. 2, 1, jump. Nice. I feel like we've got a little bit of lead in those shoes at the minute. I know there's some metal work in that ankle, but not that much, is there? Let's try and get a little bit higher for me. Go, big jump again. Excellent, so as you can see there.
Oh yeah, we've gone up each time, haven't we?
Yeah, which is perfect, and again, that asymmetry is really good. Fine, excellent. 2 up, I'm going to have that 1 down again for me, okay? So drive over those 2 for me first. It's going to be heavy, this. So come all the way up onto those tippy toes. Take the injured side away and control all the way back down. That's it. Reset. So 2 back on, 2 big lift again. So we get nice good contraction of that calf into there. Now we're going to overload it by taking that 1 off and really slowly all the way back down. That's it. Reset. Good. So again, big tippy toe drive up for me. From there we've done a little bit of strength. Let's go into a little bit of power work then, okay? So let's have your hurdles. Just single legs. I just want us to like hop and hold at the minute. Load into it. Let's come all the way through. Again, that power is really important for being in that little quasi-isometric position through jockey strength, and also like you make your weight through running. So you've got to think about all that impact on each leg through there. So let's just get this fixed up. Okay, take your time with it. Loads of control. Let's go. Sit nice. Whee. Jump's pretty good now. And then after this, we'll go into the exercise room and do a little bit of fitness work onto there. Obviously, we're getting quite close to that return to ride now. Okay then, Em, so we're going to go for 8 furlongs Ascot just for a little bit of your conditioning, just obviously get you back ready for race riding fitness. So use the jockey cam footage to follow the race. When you get to the 2 furlong marker, let's try to give it a little bit of a squeeze and kick on from there, okay? Are you ready? Yeah. Let's play from here. And we're not off yet. Go! So just think about being in that nice sort of martini glass position for me then. Get into a rhythm. That's good. Good posture already. To the end, to the end, to the end. And rest. Little recovery in. How did that feel on the ankle?
Good, yeah, great.
Yeah, fine.
Very
Little recovery now. We'll do a couple more races in the race car just to keep working on that fitness area, right?
So we're just really struggling to get that ankle dorsiflexion back, and we've been working on it really hard, and I know you have with your stretchers. I think the problem that we've got is that you've got a screw that goes across between your fibula bone where you had the plate and the metalwork there, and through to the tibia here, when you've got 2 screws coming across there. But in addition to that, you've got what's called a syndesmosis screw, which goes across those 2 bones. And the idea is to hold that together. Unfortunately, when you fractured and dislocated the ankle, some of that soft tissue around there that holds those 2 bones together was damaged. So that's why the surgeon quite rightly put this quite large screw going across there to make sure that everything stays nice and stable, which is really helpful. But now what's happening is, as we're trying to go into dorsiflexion and this ankle moves up into the mortise joint there, it's being limited by that screw.
Preventing it a bit.
I think so.
Yeah, okay.
And even though we're working really hard, I don't think we're going to win on that.
No.
So I think the best thing to do is get you back into the surgeon, get his thoughts on it, and then potentially look to get that screw removed, which will then enable us to kick on and get you back to race riding.
Perfect.
All right. So I think that's the next step that we need to take.